Robinson hits back as Fitzheadley's claim that PNP failed to safeguard SSL investors. People's National Party PNP spokesperson on finance Julian Robinson has hit back at accusations made by Jamaica Labour Party's JLP Fitzheadley that the former PNP administration has failed to act on warning from the Financial Services Commission FSC regarding embattled Stocks and Security Limited in 2013. Robinson, in a statement on Monday, dismissed the allegations made by Fitzheadley as false, labeling them an insult to the Jamaican people. He added, the PNP acted decisively in 2013 to protect investors while the JLP administration chose to thrust SSL's false assurances in 2017, paving the way for this catastrophic fraud. The Holness administration must answer why it lifted restrictions on SSL without proper verification, leaving Jamaicans vulnerable. According to Robinson, under the PNP government in 2013, then Finance Minister Dr. Peter Phillips and the FSC took immediate action, issuing a directive requiring SSL to suspend critical activities due to breaches of the Securities Act. He claimed that the JLP administration in 2017 discontinued proceedings to suspend SSL license after the entity claimed compliance. The FSC lifted the 2013 restrictions based on SSL's representations, as confirmed by Finance Minister Dr. Nigel Clark. He said both decisions occurred under the JLP watch and the massive fraud was uncovered at SSL following the lifting of restrictions. Robinson renewed the PNP's call for the core report to be released, a forensic audit of SSL covering 2010 to 2023. He said this report is critical to understanding the full scope of the fraud and the failures in oversight that allow it to occur. The public has a right to know the truth, Robinson emphasized. The Holness administration must stop hiding behind excuses and release the report without further delay. Cornwall College takes back control of school canteen following school closure. School officials say face-to-face classes will resume at Cornwall College this Wednesday, that they have taken back control of the school's canteen. The school informed parents and stakeholders of the change in a memo dated Friday, February 21, an update after the canteen's closure pushed classes online on February 20. The school has, however, dismissed claims that the canteen was shuttered by the health department. To resolve this matter, the administration has engaged in multiple meetings with senior staff, senior members of the St. James Public Health Department, and the Ministry of Education officer responsible for the school. Based on these discussions, a decision has been made to transit the management and operation of the canteen and tuck shop back to the school, it stated. According to reported sources close to the school hierarchy, both sides agreed that concessionaires would no longer run the canteen. Last week, the health department had indicated that it was working close with the school and face-to-face classes could possibly resume by last Friday. For its part, the school said the decision to shutter the canteen was voluntary. It stated that the decision was taken by the then concessionaire after the health department asked it to address a number of issues after a February 19 inspection. These include complete isolation between the canteen and the accompanying tuck shop by sealing the entire area rather than just a section, improvements to kitchen ventilation to reduce heat, and enhance in food storage practices and routine cleaning of the facility. The canteen operator voluntarily closed the facility to implement these modifications. It is important to note that no enforcement order was issued by the Public Health Department to close the canteen. The decision to temporarily cease operations was made by the concessionaire upon receiving the recommendation, said the February 21 memo. Labour Ministry intervenes in dispute between government and medical consultant over outstanding monies. The Association of Government Medical Consultants, AGMC, is to meet with the Labour Ministry to iron out issues related to their retroactive salaries. Yesterday, many medical consultants stayed off the job to register their frustration with the government's delay in paying the outstanding monies. Services at several public hospitals and health centers across the country were affected as a result. Last week, the AGMC said in an update from the ministry indicated that payments would be made outside of the current fiscal year. AGMC spokesman Dr. Simit told reporters that the decision has not been well received by the medical consultants, and as such, they decided to take action. In an update, Health Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton said a meeting with the Labour Ministry is set for today. Dr. Simit confirmed that the AGMC has been invited to the meeting. Meanwhile, opposition spokesperson on health and wellness Dr. Alfred Dawes is calling on the government to pay public medical consultants their outstanding retroactive salaries. In a statement, Dr. Dawes said the government should address the matter urgently as the health sector depends on it.
Today, Jamaica's healthcare system faces an unprecedented crisis as government medical consultants have taken the difficult decision to withdraw their services in protest of the continued failure to pay their retroactive salaries under the new compensation review for the public sector. It is deeply troubling that while the government swiftly approved and paid themselves salary increases, including retroactive payment or medical consultants, the very professionals tasked with saving lives are left waiting for what they are rightfully owed. This glaring inequality is not just an insult to our healthcare workers, but a betrayal of the Jamaican people who depend on them for care. Medical consultants are the cornerstone of our healthcare system. This is not just about money, it is about respect, fairness, and the value we place on those who dedicate their lives to serving others. We call on the government to immediately address this injustice. Pay our medical consultants what they are owed. Show the same urgency and commitment to them as you did to yourselves.
Jamaica's murder toll surpasses 100. Jamaica's murder toll since the start of the year has surpassed 100. According to the latest crime data released by the Jamaica Constabulary Force, 104 people were murdered up to Saturday, February 22nd. This is 39 fewer than the 143 recorded in the same period last year. The St. Andrews County Division had the highest number of murders with 17, followed by St. Catherine South with 13. Trelawney is the only division without a murder. The JCF is also reporting that cases of rape declined by 54 and robberies by 1. Meanwhile, break-ins increased by 13. Man charged over alleged theft of $200,000 worth of Clarendon church equipment. A Kingston man has been charged following the theft of over $200,000 worth of equipment from a church in Freetown, Clarendon last week. The accused 45-year-old Damian Henry, a laborer of Maxwell Avenue, Kingston 13, was arrested after stolen items were recovered in his possession, said a police statement issued on Sunday. Under the Larceny Act, a person guilty of sacrilege, which includes breaking and entering any place of divine worship, faces up to 10 years in prison. Reports indicate that on February 19, officials of the Longville Boulevard base discovered both the front and back doors of the church open. Upon checking, they realized that an audio mixer, amplifier, microphones, and speaker cards were missing. The police say the theft took place between February 16 and February 18. The matter was reported to the police, and on Friday, officers acting on intelligence found an audio mixer and an amplifier in the possession of a man who claimed he had purchased them from Henry. Further investigations led police to a bar in Longville Park, Clarendon, where Henry was allegedly attempting to sell additional stolen items. When questioned, he reportedly failed to provide a satisfactory explanation for his possession of the equipment. The stolen items were later identified as property of the church and Henry was taken into custody. A caution statement was recorded and he subsequently charged. Remember to subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell for daily updates.